Welcome to the Partner Pulse. I'm your host, David Moeller, and joining me today is Chris from Appluent.
Hello.
Chris,
Greetings.
Live in person at the Four Seasons Pool Bar. This show is primarily done over Zoom, but this is much more fun.
Yeah.
We are rebranding the Partner Pulse this week as the Partner Pint. You're drinking a water like a responsible guy and having a beer. Cheers.
No, this is vodka.
Oh, hell yeah, man. So we are here for the Intellistack CLM Partner Day. We invited a bunch of you guys out here and kind of demonstrated our CLM products, gave you guys some training, did some enablement, and now we're just hanging out at the pool. The event went great, and we're just going to do an episode. Sound good, dude?
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, so this episode's going to be a little different, though, because we are going to be releasing this in concert with a blog that we're kind of co-writing together. So the questions for the viewers at home will be slightly different, but we'll still get a good view of Appluent and Chris and what they're doing. So should we just dive right into it?
That sounds great to me.
All right, so the first question, same as always, is just give us the elevator pitch on Appluent and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Sure. Appluent, we're a consulting company for, 15, 16 years now going. We build on, our business is built on the tools we deliver. Salesforce platform, CPQs, CLMs, signatures, you name it, all those things working together. We really approach things. We have a little bit of Philly grit because we're from Philly, so we call ourselves carefrontational. We're not order takers necessarily where, you hand over a list of things you want done and we say, okay, we're going to ask you why, get to the bottom of it because we care and we want to guide you to the best practices and, successful delivers. That's what we do.
There we go. Chris, the Broad Street Bully. All right, so I'm going to steer us a little bit towards CLM, right? So a lot of the conversations we've been having today talk about kind of like the shift away from base solutions in SaaS.
Yeah.
Specifically with CLM, like what is shifting the market towards broader horizontal platforms generally?
Yeah, generally point solutions, while they're, very well purposed and intentioned, they create another silo, right? You got a massive tech stack that's, only certain people are touching parts of that. So the visibility to the most basic of data becomes inaccessible. It creates bottlenecks, right? And that equates to time and resource spent, and that becomes a massive drain, right? So a horizontal solution is meant to break down those barriers and those bottlenecks and interweave things and kind of clear those walls. I would also say that features like AI, workflows, things like that also end up being additional SKUs to point solutions, whereas the more horizontal approach that we see really encompasses all of these things while making it easier on the user.
Yeah. So when we're talking about horizontal platforms and how they give customers a clear advantage, I will hear people talk about speed, adoption, or long-term value. Where have you seen horizontal platforms make the lives of your customers easier?
Honestly, I think all three. You like to think of CLM as a slice of a much bigger pie, right? Talking about all those different silos that exist, if you think about going from a quote all the way to recognized revenue and beyond, renewals, things like that, you're touching sales, you're touching finance, you're touching procurement sometimes, you're touching, AR and billing. So with a horizontal solution, right, you're really kind of closing those gaps, making it easier for everybody to communicate, and there's not these stops, right? So naturally what's going to happen is adoption is going to increase. That's going to free up your bottlenecks, which is going to increase the speed, right? And the kind of value is going to grow from there. So basically it all just kind of works together. So, and one feeds off the other, so to speak.
So let's say you're the CEO of a company right now, you're evaluating CLM. How should you think about the trade-offs between going for a top of the tops legacy CLM or versus like a broader platform? What are the key considerations you would have?
Sure, who's using it, of course. And when you think, if we talk specifically in CLM, right, the main thought is lead one, right? But you really have to, as I mentioned, think more about that and, get a sense of what your users are willing to learn to overcome the inevitable change map is going to happen there, right? So, point solutions are feature heavy, and they require that you learn a new vocabulary and a new way of learning all things. Not everybody is up for that, legal teams sometimes the most, but a broader solution is really focused. Horizontal solutions tend to be more user experience focused, where it's the fundamental. We go in and things are happening for you as the minimum input. So I think evaluating, beyond just your legal team, identifying your champions up front are all things that you need to really be considering when you are looking at the difference between a point solution and a horizontal.
Very good. All right. One last question, Chris, because I see the past apps are starting to go around.
Yeah.
And I don't want
Me
to finish
too.
those.
Me too.
Yeah, I thought she was actually going to drop one off mid-interview. I was looking forward to that. But so the last question we have here is always a bit of like a prediction piece. So what shifts do you anticipate the CLM landscape in the next couple of years?
That's a great question. Honestly, moving into more horizontal views.
Yeah.
We're in a place right now where legacy tools have existed, and they're kind of getting a point where additional features just become add-ons. And like I mentioned, some of those added SKUs. So taking a fresh, clean approach to that horizontal view, weaving in other systems is going to be incredibly important. We hear a ton about AI. It's, constantly thrown at you. During our conference day, Nate from Hype 2 was, saying that very much that, if AI is the point of your solution, that's really going to be the meat of what you're looking for. And there's a lot more of a gravitation and move towards that, right? It's not a feature so much as the purpose. And then, just a cleaner, easier user experience, right? Because I think there are a lot of companies out there, big and small, that have gone through the pain of implementations and learning and change management. And, there's going to come a point where they need to reevaluate and, maybe move on to a cleaner approach, a more horizontal approach. And I think that's what's coming down the pipe.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. The solutions of yesterday are not necessarily the solutions of tomorrow. So it's a rapidly changing landscape. Chris, thank you so much for being here on the Partner Pint, right?
Absolutely.
We should do these episodes in person more often.
Yeah,
One more cheers.
I need to drink more vodka.
That's
so
right, more vodka. He asked for a vodka double tall, so he's ready to rock and roll. So to everyone at home, thanks so much for stopping by. Come back next Tuesday where we will have an episode. Maybe we'll be at a pool bar. Maybe we'll be on a mountain. I don't know. We'll keep you on your toes. But until then, thanks for joining. We'll see you soon. Bye now.